Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on in and sit on down because today we're talking about the crazy world of organ donations. If you ever had to go in for surgery, you'd know how stressful it can be. I mean, medical procedures are necessary but often scary part of life. I always think I'm going to be in that very small case of people who go under anesthesia and they never come out of it.
Oh, yeah, that scares me.
That f***s me up, man. Apparently it doesn't happen a lot, but I'd be a statistic.
I'm worried about my dogs never waking up.
There are numerous procedures that one can undergo, but one of the most vital is organ donations. This operation has saved millions of lives since its inception and has people waiting for literal decades for a chance at getting an organ. However, not everything is as perfect as it seems. Hospitals are typically seen as a safe place, but sometimes they can be someone's worst nightmare. Today, we're going to explore the world of organ donation to see how bizarre it can really be. First up on our docket is animal organs. Typically, most organ transplants are human to human, but because there's a limited supply of human organs, doctors have resorted to animals instead, or xenotransplantation. 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 You get animal stuff and you put it in a human. I feel like I was born with a pig heart or a quail heart. I feel like my heart is too small for my large frame.
A little Grinch heart?
I do have a little Grinch heart, and I have to be so evil to make it big. That's how I survive every day. It's just science. But xenotransplantation is the practice of taking an organ from one species and placing it in another. Which, if that's the case, then too, could I be like, I just have enough money, I'm gonna just put a human heart in my cat? This happened with an Alabama resident, Tawana Looney. Great name. Yeah. Tawana Looney. Oh, dude, call that boy Looney Tunes? Hell yeah. Who originally donated one of their kidneys to her mother in 1999, and 2 years later lost another one after a pregnancy complication. She had been on the donor wait list since 2017, and due to her high levels of antibodies, she was likely to never receive an organ donation, as the likelihood of her body rejecting it were extremely high. But in 2022, she got the opportunity to skip the wait list and try out a gene-edited pig kidney, a procedure that only 4 others have ever tried at this time. Which I would say too, if that's your only chance of survival, I'd be like, fucking put a pig kidney in me, dude. I wouldn't give up. Put a skunk in me.
What's weird
A whole skunk. Let him roll around in there and see if he can squirt some good juice on me. I don't know.
I thought they were already doing, like, they said, like, oh, I have a pig heart, but apparently they've been doing pig valve transfers.
Oh, so it isn't a full heart, it's just the valves.
This is actual, yeah.
Well, no, I know. The pig kidney's the full thing. Yeah, because people say, oh, I have a pig heart, but no, it's just the tubes. It's
just the valve, yeah.
The guinea pig tubes crawling around. And on November 25th, 2024, just of last year, the organ transfer was a surprising success, and her new kidney lasted around 130 days before the body began to reject it. Which, to be fair, almost a whole year, whereas before I feel like it was instantaneous. So I would still consider that a success. I'm guessing because of that, do you think it's just gonna be like you just have to come in and keep replacing it? I mean,
imagine doing open, like,
God, I feel like it would just fuck you up. I don't know.
Can you keep cutting the same spot over and over again?
Well, I mean, would you have to continuously do new spots? You'd have to. Brutal, bro. This is a record-breaking achievement, as the other 4 patients' bodies usually rejected the pig kidneys only 60 days after receiving it. As of today, Looney had the kidney removed and is on dialysis, but her story proves that there is some potential in xenotransplantation. But not all animal transplants are successful. Some can turn deadly, like 57-year-old David Bennett, who had been diagnosed with terminal heart disease. And in an effort to save his life, doctors replaced his heart with that of a pig's.
There you go, pig heart.
The surgery was successfully performed in January of 2022, but only 2 months later, he suddenly passed. Unbeknownst to David, the organ he received had a virus called porcine cytomegalovirus, which is usually only contractable in pigs, which is fucking crazy because there's no way doctors are looking for a pig disease inside of a human. Following his death, his family questioned how such a tragedy could occur. Doctors responded that the heart came from a lab-grown pig and admitted that they were unsure how the infection slipped through, which I would say too. You couldn't get me on a grass-fed pig? You gotta be a test tube piggy? That's man. Neither the hospital nor the doctors who performed the surgery faced any legal problems because of the FDA's compassionate use rule, which allows for experimental treatments for conditions with no other options. Which, to be fair, it's like, we're gonna sue them for trying to help you out. I mean, what the
Yeah, it's like a last-ditch effort.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
You're at the bottom of the list, buddy.
Even though, to be fair, I would take the fucking test tube gub piggy and I'd be like, throw the motherfucker in a 3D printer, whatever you have to do to figure out if there's anything wrong with it, you know what I mean? I like to think it's like a black and blue. They're like, wow, They just put it in the guy. I don't know. But for decades, doctors have also explored the use of animal organs for their potential anti-aging properties, with some even experimenting with transplants in hopes of rejuvenating the body and extending human life, which I find that to be weird because animals die so much faster than humans, unless they're just like, you're gonna be the first crustacean man. It's like a Fly movie, but you're just like all lobster and you're walking around. Why? Walking the earth forever. I want to die. Even back in 1920, French surgeon Sergei Abrahamovich Voronov began experimenting with the effects of transplanting animal testicles into human bodies for medical purposes. Sure. This idea actually came from another doctor named Charles Edward Brown Seguard. What the f are these names? Who had injected himself with ground up guinea pig and dog testicles. Ha! He was hoping to slow down the aging process. How did you come to that, Doc? Put it in a blender with the guinea pig and the testicles and I'll drink it right now. What are you talking about? Or what if that was the first collagen?
Oh, yeah, putting it in
Your
his
face looks huge. It's like swollen. He's just like, thank you. I feel great. He claimed that his urine jet stream quadrupled. I didn't really read that. He claimed that his urine jet stream quadrupled. His bowels moved more regularly, and he was filled with energy. So basically, he's just like, I piss harder, I shit more, and I feel fucking on top of the moon, dude. I feel on top of the world! But unfortunately, 5 years later, Charles sadly died.
Wonder why.
But through Charles' work, Sergei saw inspiration and got the brilliant idea to graft thin slices of chimp and baboon testicles into his patient's scrotums, hoping to see similar effects, as one would. And surprisingly, after a few attempts, he was successful. His patients claimed having higher sex drives, better eyesight, and improved memory, and even lived longer. His practices gained so much popularity that some soccer teams in the 1940s, such as Portsmouth Football Club and Wolverhampton Wanderers, utilized its practices to improve their players' performance. However, following the 1940s, the surgery lost credibility and it fell into obscurity. I wonder why. It feels weird that it had some positive stuff. Do you think they were just like, we can't keep doing this to the baboons?
It might have been, I was gonna say, it might have been placebo effect. Man, I feel good.
It probably was a placebo effect thing. They're like, you have chimp in you now. And they're like, I'm stronger. They just gave them confidence, basically. Yeah. But using animal organs is just the beginning when it comes to dark and complex world of the organ donation system. There are far more weirder donation stories out there. And although organ transplanters are now considered routine surgeries, each patient's experience can vary differently, right? We all know about your routine kidney transplant or your heart transplant, but what about womb transplants? Now you could do that. I didn't. I mean, a Scottish woman by the name of Grace Davidson was born with a rare condition called Mary Rotansky's Hauser syndrome.
That was pretty good.
I tried. Whatever. But it causes the womb to not fully develop, meaning she couldn't have kids on her own, which probably bummed her the f out, dude. I want some little tykes running around. That's pretty good Scottish accent, right there. Well, she's Scottish. I'm Grace Davidson. I want some poops running around, but I can't because of the syndrome in my head. Is that good?
That was really good.
All right, thank you. Luckily, her sister Amy didn't have this condition and was able to have 2 children on her own. So, when she met her husband and decided they didn't want more kids, Amy graciously donated her womb to her sister Grace, hoping she could successfully start a family. And in 2023, doctors successfully transplanted the womb into Grace, making the first of its kind. This resulted in Grace's first child, Amy, with many calling it a miracle, which is fucking crazy. At the same time, does that mean that it's technically her sister's kid? Or no?
Because the ovaries are where the eggs are produced.
So it's the ovaries and stuff, the eggs and stuff are still hers, but the actual fucking like nest that the baby grows in, I see.
So the egg is hers.
The nest, the fish trap, the fish net that is known as the woman's vagine womb. That's where it is. She's just like, take my parts, I don't need them. It's like a muffler. Car runs fine. Whatever. Since then, there have been 50 babies born through womb transplantation, and Grace hopes to donate her sister's womb back after she has her second baby. Bro, I'd be like, keep it. You know what I mean? What the you can keep it. I'm good.
I know, I thought that was so weird.
Yeah, have it back. I don't want it anymore. I had it at first, but now I don't know what the hell I don't know what accent that was. Just as with any surgery, there is always a risk that something could go horribly, horribly wrong. It's the funniest thing about you have to go to surgery. I'm gonna die. You know how many times it's been something too, where it's just like, it's a routine surgery, it's easy. It's like, he didn't make it. fucking horrifying that is.
There's a 1% chance of happening.
God, dude, my grandma too, that crazy old bitch. She's had like so many, she doesn't give a put me under. It's like her knees. Put me under. I don't care. It's like that old head where they're just like, doctors are doctors. They're perfect. You're like, I don't trust them. You know what I mean? I'm fucking horrified of going to the doctor. Like having a surgeon transplant a deadly cancer into your body. In 2019, a 69-year-old Arizona man went to Maya Clinic to get a liver transplant after suffering from severe liver cirrhosis, excessive drinking. My future, it's gonna be fun. And he also had liver cancer. Initially, the surgery went fine, and the organ was successfully transplanted. However, 4 months later, doctors noticed that there were 2 large masses in the new organ that they transplanted. After closer investigation, it was discovered that the donor had more advanced and aggressive forms of lung cancer that spread to his liver before the donation. This fact was never caught before the liver was put into the 69-year-old patient. And unfortunately, because the cancer had spread throughout the patient's body, he was unable to get another liver transplant and died just a few months later. So you had cancer before, we thought we removed it, but we gave you a worse cancer. We goofed. But I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to doctors fumbling the bag. In the UK, a doctor caused multiple patients to become ill and another to die because of his medical malpractice during an organ transplant. This event took place in 2015 when a surgeon was removing organs from a deceased donor and accidentally nicked the stomach, causing its contents to spill all over the rest of its internal organs, which I want to say doesn't sound like a little nick. Yeah. Sounds like he was like, and like fucking Chipotle and everything just started spewing out. He's like, ah, like curry and everything. No! He like had to start scooping it out of the stomach. And instead of following standard procedures, the surgeon didn't report the error and allowed the now slop-covered organs to be transplanted into the other patients. So imagine a giant piece of like Chipotle honey chicken and brown rice just being like, all right, and then just like you're like, F it. Hello?
Hello?
What?
Hi.
Brush that off.
His gloves onto it. All right. I mean, what the f is going on? And this resulted in dangerous consequences. No. One patient received a contaminated organ that had a fungal infection called Candida which caused him to have an aneurysm and pass away. The guy had like a piece of zebra cake on his fucking organ, and he's just like, and then just short-circuited and died. Dude, it is fucking I mean, like, this is an obvious statement. Like, this is obvious. I get it. But it is frightening how fragile the human body is. Like, the brain. Like, all we have is a fucking skull.
To protect it? Yeah.
I'm fucked. I don't know when. I see, and I'm such a hypochondriac. Because I think about this now and see I'm already, like, my brain, it feels tense. Like, I'm like, here it comes.
The aneurysm?
The aneurysm, here it fucking comes.
Sometimes I feel one coming.
Banana. Because I'm like, think banana and say it. Banana. 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 It's a horrible video I did to do, dude. I'm scared now. I'm frightened. I'm frightened. It's not funny. I'm fucking freaked out. Another patient received an infected kidney that put them into a coma. Welcome back to the Papa Beach. We recording? Put them into a coma and forced them to be on dialysis for a year, getting 16 blood transfusions. Oh my God. This kidney would later be removed due to how infected it was. Oh, did they finally get around to it? You know, it's like stomach's like huge, whatever. Well, I guess we should take out the kidney. It's been about a year. Yeah. A third patient received the other kidney and experienced similar complications. The doctor who removed the organs was a student at Oxford University and never lost his medical license. All the people in the UK are like, he's still out there? While these tragic cases highlight the devastating consequences of negligence and... Sorry. Itchy nose. Jesus Christ.
You do bump?
No. While these tragic cases highlight the devastating consequences of the negligence in organ transplantation, the world of organ donation can also take unexpected and deeply personal turns. Imagine giving your kidney to the love of your life, just for her to leave you and take your kidney with her. All right? That would me. I'd be like, that'd be the time where I'm like, give it back. Give it back. I'm taking it back. You get half of everything, chop the fucking kidney in half and give half of it back to me. That's what I'd say. One doctor lived this exact tale and fought to recover his kidney. Good man. Dr. Richard Batista gave his kidney to his wife in 2001 after her kidneys began to fail. Once he found out he was a match, he gave her one without question. But 4 years later, he found out that his wife was cheating on him and filed for a divorce.
I save your life, and this is what you do.
I give you a fucking kidney. And she's just like, I don't know. He still doesn't know how to really reach back there and get it. Thank you, neighbor, or whoever the she was sleeping with. Oh my God. It's normal for couples going through divorce to fight over possessions, but Richard was determined to get his kidney back because he's a fucking Chad. So he took his wife to court and demanded that she either give him the kidney back or pay $1.5 million. Yes! The story was so ridiculous that the news outlets picked it up and provided coverage for everyone to watch. And it wasn't until 4 years after the initial divorce had been filed that a Supreme Court judge denied his request. Boo! Stating that the kidney was a gift and therefore he could not get it back. Okay, was it a gift or was he just being like, you're gonna die, I'm gonna help you out? You fucking kidding me? That's bullshit. I'd be like, pay up, pay the piper, bitch. You know what I mean? She probably has like some like little fucking buck-toothed kid now from this new guy.
Yeah.
Do that, and I'm like, also, you have to drown your child in a river.
I know, I take the kid's kidney.
That's such a good idea. Oh my God. Drown the kid or give me his kidney. That's only fair, because either let him die or give me his kidney.
And then when he does die, you still get his kidneys.
Grabbing that little motherfucker, reeling him in, cutting that bitch open myself. That's only fair, Nick.
He's a doctor.
All right, keep the money. I don't need money. That's fine. I want my fucking kidney, though. And I'm getting it from you. The kid's like, guess what? Mommy's a whore. That's what I'd say. Mommy's a fucking little slut. The new guy's like, yeah, she is. I love you, girl. She's like, I feel great with this kidney. She's probably flaunting it too and shit. Yeah. Oh my God. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
I bet he's thinking about his kidney getting by that guy.
Oh my God.
It's
the guy's fucking jisms and spit, all kinds of stuff, just swimming past, being like, you know what I mean? Doing little drive-bys, whatever. That would fuck me up, dude. Also, your kidney, like, fueling that new guy's baby. Oh my God.
Do you think he's done back shots on the kidney scar?
Oh, absolutely. Slapped and shit and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Fucking like ripping out. She's like, stop. He's like, yeah, I don't fucking care. New handle. God. But we need to make patron saints for the channel. And I want to say right now, Dr. Richard Batista is a patron saint of this channel. What? Am I wrong? He got fucked.
Here.
I would fucking happily. You know what? Next time something happens, I'm flying to that motherfucker. Take my fucking kidney. Take it. I'm fat as shit. I drink a lot. I don't know how valuable it is, but still you can have it. Put it in a glass jar. I don't give a fuck what you do with it. What are we talking about? Then there's the story of one man's life hitting rock bottom after losing his penis. Not just one time, but twice. In 2005, a 45-year-old Chinese man lost his penis in an undisclosed accident that, according to his surgeons, quote, left him with a small stump. Unable to urinate or have sex normally. I'd kill myself. At the request of both the man and his wife, doctors performed a penis transplant using the organ from a 22-year-old man deceased donor. Awesome. That young dick too. Good for him, man. He's just like, look at him now. Slapping against his thighs. Yeah, between his legs. He's like, take me down to Kokomo. The surgery was a huge success. See? Huge success. As it was the first ever transplanted penis. 2005 was the first ever transplanted penis. Man.
I was learning a lot. I was like,
that's
I
insane.
thought we already did this.
Wow, you would think that they'd been doing that forever. All right. Doctors reported that there was no signs of rejection and that everything functioned normally. However, after the man returned home, his wife began to psychologically reject the new organ and insisted it be removed.
Do you think it was too big, a different shade of color, or weird looking?
I don't care. How often are you actually like mean mugging that motherfucker, like looking at it? Lights usually off, you're underneath the cover. I mean, how would you psychologically reject?
Do you think it winked at her?
I'm gonna have to give this fucking Chinese guy, we might have two patron saints back to back. Yeah, she probably was looking at it, she's like, no, like a yokai or something was like, I don't know how she got that, whatever. But she insisted that it be removed. Not long after the transplant, he underwent another surgery to have it removed to make his wife happy.
Women, man. Women.
What in the f is going on, Nick? Am I fucking going insane? Hello? Are these the two greatest men on earth? Because how many times would other guys would be like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
We're done then. Are these the nicest men to ever live? Hello?
Well, what's crazy is like this is the first time it's ever happened. It's like, well, what if it doesn't work?
You're the first case in recorded history. Yep, well, your penis works fine. You can get an erection normally. And he's like, this is a miracle. I don't like it. Take it off. I'd be like, how about you put a fucking gun in your mouth? Is that too much to say?
No.
That's fucked.
Appropriate, yeah.
That is... This has made me... I'm sad. Like, I'm scared. I'm sad. This is too many... There are many different ways and reasons why people undergo organ transplants, but not everyone consents to having their organs removed. And in many places around the world, some people profit from harvesting organs by working in organ trafficking rings. Which I know there's the meme of like, oh, I went down to Tijuana, I woke up in a bathtub filled with ice and my kidney was gone. Whatever. I know that's like kind of a meme. I feel like it was a meme. You don't see it as much now, but that was a thing.
In the 90s, yeah.
Yeah. Around the world, thousands of people either go missing or are found dead due to being trafficked for their organs, often referred to as the red market. Human organ trafficking rings are international groups that target children, tourists, and the weak for their precious organs that sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars a pop. I mean, it's fucking crazy. Like in Pakistan, when a 14-year-old boy went missing and was later found alive on an operating table.
I feel like I've seen this in like 24 or something.
Something like that. Well, I feel like a lot of these stories, these are real stories, and then just like shows steal them for premises. You know? Yeah. Pakistani police raided an underground lab suspecting an operating organ trafficking ring and found a boy who had been missing alive without his fucking kidney. And according to reports, this ring would lure in young children with this prospect of a good paying job, only to drug them and take them to an underground lab to take their organs. They were selling these organs for around 900,000 rupees, or approximately $4,000 a piece. And following the raid, 6 men were arrested, and police believe some doctors who worked for the ring are still at large today. How fucking sad is that too? 14-year-old kid, for a good paying job, he's like, I just want to work. Gets lured in and this fucking kidney gets taken.
That's fucked.
At that young of an age, to be that like forward going and like, oh, I want a good paying job, whatever. It's just, ugh. Also, $4,000, that's all you're selling for? No fucking wonder, dude. People are buying those up like crazy. What the fuck? Some other people were selling it for hundreds of thousands. $4,000? Word? Almost 1 million fucking rupees? Goddamn, man. That's in Nepal and Mozambique, a group of Catholic nuns had been dealing with human traffickers for years. The traffickers repeatedly tried to abduct children from the nuns' orphanage and even ambush them after they worked with police to expose the group. The nuns believed that the traffickers were taking these children and harvesting their reproductive organs for powerful magical charms. And so they went to the police to try to stop it. Before the group made progress, 53-year-old nun Dorasi Danger was found strangled and beaten outside her home. Her fellow nuns knew it was the work of a trafficking group, yet police and government officials did absolutely nothing. And to this day, nobody has been arrested for the death of Miss Danger, with many believing her death was part of a cover-up, and organ trafficking remains a big problem in Mozambique. Which I just want to say this too, actual saint.
Yeah.
3 fucking saints in one video, by the way. That's, I mean, my God. Organized crime rings can be scary, but in the world of organ donors, things can get much, much darker. Here are some of the most macabre tales of organ donations. One of the most common fears for people going into surgeries is waking up in the middle of it. For one man, this was a reality. In October of 2021, TJ Hoover was rushed to the local hospital after a drug overdose. Believing he was brain dead, surgeons at the hospital rushed his body into the intensive care to begin inspecting his organs for donation. His sister Donna, who took him to the hospital, watched helplessly as her brother was wheeled past her. She saw his eyes darting back and forth and tears streaming down his face as he was taken into the operating room. She quickly reported this to the staff, but was told it was a common reflex. But that was far from the truth. TJ was laid and sedated on the operating table, only to wake up and begin thrashing and screaming while in the middle of a cardiac catheterization, which is a simple, non-invasive procedure. As soon as they realized that he was alive, all work stopped and he was removed from the room for re-examination. Following the event, multiple staff who were in the room either quit or requested therapy due to how traumatic the event was, which I could see. That would, oh my God, man.
Yeah.
TJ never fully recovered from this accident and has to have his sister be his legal guardian for the rest of his life.
That's like a big fear too. I feel like,
oh my God, that's all I hear. People sitting there and they kind of like wake up and they look down and see their organs being removed from them, or like see their self like cut open. I think psychologically you would never, that would f you up forever too. Some organ recipients may experience changes in their personality or preferences after receiving an organ. For one man, it changed a lot more than just his personality. It changed his life. Sonny Graham had only a short time to live due to a congestive heart failure when he got a call from a nearby hospital saying that there was an available donor. The heart came from a 33-year-old man named Terry Cottle, who tragically took his own life with a gunshot to the head. Soon after receiving the call, Graham went to the hospital and had his heart replaced. Feeling grateful, he contacted Mr. Cottle's widow, and over the next few years, fell in love and married Mrs. Cottle.
What?
There is some devious organ donor shit in this deal. This is crazy. I mean, all seemed well until April 1st of 2008. Sonny Graham took his own life by shooting himself in the head, just like his heart donor did. Friends and family said that he showed no signs of depression and were taken off guard by this tragic event, especially Mrs. Graham, who had now widowed the exact same way for the second time.
That's actually
A little suspicious.
yeah.
Is that not? She's like, I can't believe it again.
A little Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, dude. Courtney Love action. Who knows?
There's actually like a pretty big theory that sometimes personalities or DNA can transfer with organ donors.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird. I mean, I don't know how true it is, but I've heard, yeah, the personality or even like physical traits, like even like fingernail biting, like weird quirks and stuff from other people that you can pick up just from like getting like a body part from them. How fucking crazy is that, man? It's almost like a possession.
Oh, that would actually be.
That'd be kind of a fucking sick movie. TM, trademark me.
Yeah,
That's mine.
Get a donor's heart.
You get a donor's heart and you end up getting possessed by his fucking spirit or something. Write it down. Write it down, Nick. Harvard Medical School is one of the most prestigious schools in the nation, if not the world. And hundreds of individuals donate their bodies to the school, hoping their gift will aid the students in medical education. However, behind the scenes, a darker story was unfolding. Cedric Lodge was the manager of the Harvard Medical School morgue for nearly 30 years. And during his tenure, he managed all cadavers coming in and out of the Atomical Gifts program. But he also turned his profession into an illegal business. For over half a decade, Cedric and his wife would regularly steal bodies and organs from the morgue and sell them on their New Jersey home to clients across the nation.
That's a good side gig right there.
You're already working at Harvard. He's just like, I need more cheddar. Also, how the f do you get into that game? We could sell these.
Well,
You know what I mean?
he probably looked at them. These organs, they're perfect.
They're throwing them away.
Yeah, what?
There's a gold bricks inside these people's bodies. Sometimes their clients would drive up and meet him in the Harvard morgue, while others received their orders through the U.S. Postal Service. One client from Pennsylvania ordered multiple heads and brains and paid for them over PayPal using PayPal description like head number 7 and brains. How fucked up is that?
I was gonna say that's like Venmo, you know, because it's like a social media.
Yeah, it's probably just emojis of a guy's head, and there's like one that's like a brain or like a guy like. A different buyer, Katrina McLean, owned a horror shop named Cat's Creepy Creations and regularly bought parts from Cedric for her store. And some items purchased included a tongue and 2 dissected faces. After his heinous acts were revealed, Cedric was quickly arrested and charged with interstate transportation of stolen goods and conspiracy to commit interstate transportation or stolen goods crimes. What? Each carrying a 10-year prison sentence and a $250,000 fine. As for his wife, Denise, she faced similar charges. In the end, the couple would plead guilty and accept a plea deal in March of 2025. Both are currently awaiting their sentencing.
Yeah, this is a brand new story.
That's this fucking year. It's insane. Harvard isn't the only morgue having issues in America. An Arizona man donated his mother's body to science, hoping they would use her brain to help research a cure for Alzheimer's. Jim Stauffer was trying to move on from his mother's death. He had just received her ashes and believed that her body was being put to good use after her death. That was until a Reuters report showed him that the company he donated his mother's body to, Biological Resource Center, actually sold his mother to the military without his consent. Buckle up, because this is going to be extremely funny. After hearing this news, Jim dug a little deeper and found that his mother was strapped to a chair and put through a simulation to see how IEDs affected soldiers. The US government blew up his mom! Which I just want to say this, do that with me, please. That is fucking awesome.
I was gonna say, I would like to be like, if I die, I want my body to be thrown.
Blow me up, dude.
Throw me in a tiger cage at a zoo and like let kids like watch me get eaten.
Oh my God, dude. Jesus. You really want the kids to watch it? You're like, let the kids watch.
They do that with like other animals. They feed them to the tigers.
In addition to Jim's mother, 20 other bodies were sold to this government program at about $6,000 a piece. Cheap, bro. The whole body is like, that pussy is used up. All without the family's consent. And in 2014, the FBI would raid the BRC building after connecting it to a human organ trafficking case a few years earlier. And nothing could have prepared the agents to what was inside. Buckets of legs, arms, and heads, male genitalia, were found throughout the facility. There were male torsos without limbs or genitalia, and random parts stacked on top of each other with no identification in the freezer. The most insane thing found inside was that of a, quote, large torso with the head removed and replaced with a smaller head sewn together in a Frankenstein manner. On top of all the body parts, investigators found a price list that included whole bodies with no heads and shoulders for $2,900, whole legs for $1,100, and pelvises for $400.
This seems ridiculously cheap.
It's so cheap. Following the raid, owner Stephen Gore was arrested and pleaded guilty to illegally conducting an enterprise, which got him only 4 years of probation and no jail time due to the plea deal.
That's a fitting name, Gore.
It is. I mean, not long after, around 30 families sued Gore for mishandling their loved ones' bodies. And in 2019, a jury awarded $58 million to the victims' families, bringing the case to a close. What a fucking video. What a fucking crazy day, man. My God.
I just, I got my license and I put myself as an organ donor. So.
I do too. Blow me up. I don't fucking know. Most people would have never guessed that organ donations could be such a dangerous and lucrative business. It's a necessary procedure that saves millions of lives and has millions of people waiting for a second chance at life. Yet you never know what will happen or who will be performing your surgery after death. So next time you go into a hospital, maybe think about what's going on behind closed doors, because it might be more sinister than you could have ever imagined. Thank you so much for watching the video today, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.